Hey everybody, it's the Catholic Talk Show. We got a really special guest for this little mini episode. It's my beautiful wife, Jennifer.
That's right. We got the better of the two DellaCrosses on here today to talk about Fiat Expeditions.
Jennifer, you edify us with your presence. More than your husband, clearly. But, talk about being edified. There is nothing more edifying than getting out into nature. And, Jen, you're about to lead this incredible expedition for women to Bozeman, Montana, July 20th through the 24th. How are you feeling about it?
I have to say I'm really excited, and I hope that women just know that we are just as adventurous as men, and that we want to raft and hike and ATV, and just have that sisterhood together out in nature.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that was brought up last year when we did our men's trip, and some people in the comments were like, some ladies in the comments obviously were like, hey, what about the ladies? I'm like, why would ladies like to do this? And she was like, oh, yes, they would. Let's do it. And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, so last year we started Fiat Expeditions as a pilot, and it was very, very successful. There was commentary immediately that women wanted their own expedition, and Jen has really taken the charge here, and she knows how to take lead because she has been in the military for a number of years. Tell us a little bit about your military background.
So I just hit 20 years this year, so yay.
She's a major.
Outstanding.
Thank you. But I'm a nurse, and obviously, and then before that I was a Chinese linguist. So yeah, a long time hiking, and obviously ruck marching, we call it something a little different. I'm not going to make you guys all carry as much stuff, so
No
it's going to be more
guns.
leisurely. You don't have to carry your weapon over your head.
What I want to know is that if the men are going to be there at the same time as women, because we're stupid and we're going to get in trouble and hurt ourselves, and are we going to have the military nurse be able to patch us up?
That we should have an overlap. I think
We should. Let's just keep Ryan, keep her number, just in case we get in a little trouble. Now, I don't anticipate that's going to happen on the women's expedition. I imagine it'll be a little bit more refined than the men's. I'm sure it'll smell better too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, going to Montana, I mean, there is a natural beauty to this place that any person, man or woman, can see and really see God's hand as God as an artist in the creation of the land here. And what are you going to be doing there spiritually when you're in Bozeman?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things I did talk to Ryan and obviously with you guys too, is that the spiritual journey for women is different than men, obviously. But, God really speaks in silence. And so obviously I hope that women have a time to reflect by themselves. But then there's also a lot of sisterhood sharing that happens spiritually with women that I'm sure happens with men too, which is kind of at a different level. So through friendship and through kind of camaraderie, and I don't know, I'm really excited about it. I think there's a few things I would love to share with them. Maybe some Lectio Divina, like different ways to pray that might be applicable kind of at night around the campfire. That kind of stuff.
And I'm really looking forward to, we're going to overlap, and I'll be able to celebrate the first Mass for all the women that come to Bozeman before I fly back to the diocese to start Masses for the weekend. So I'm very excited about celebrating that Mass. And we have another brother priest that we went to seminary with in Father Kevin McEwen, who has a beautiful charism.
Oh, he's a great
ministry,
guy.
Yeah.
especially toward women. He grew up with sisters.
Lots of sisters.
Lots of sisters.
7 sisters, I think.
He's such a good listener.
4, I think. Right?
He's
4.
such a good listener.
He is.
He is. No, he really. He's a phenomenal listener, and he's a phenomenal priest. He's actually being sent down. We're very excited for him. He's being sent down to the seminary into formation as a spiritual director. So he brings a lot of qualities and characteristics and spiritual direction to this particular retreat, which is very unique to Fiat Expeditions.
And I may or may not be the chef on the trip. So
And
Oh,
you're
no.
a very good cook. I'll give you that. I mean, you're no Ryan Shield, but you're a very good
I don't
cook.
know. DellaCrosse can cook, man.
No, I know.
Yeah, he's good.
Especially the meats.
YouTube, I'm telling you, it's a hell of a
It doesn't
drug.
So there's going to be 25 spots in total available for this expedition, and most of those have already taken.
Yep.
So if you want to be on this trip and you want to reserve your spot, it's a very affordable trip for what you're getting. 3 days of rafting, hiking, beautiful accommodations in one of the most beautiful parts of the world. You can go to Fiat Expeditions right now to reserve your spot and make your deposit so that you can make sure that you get one of these very limited amount of spots available.
When you go to fiatexpeditions.com, you're going to see the dates, how to register, learn more. And this website has been put together beautifully, and it kind of goes over each day, some of the details, and then gives you a little video introduction about Bozeman. And Bozeman is one of the most breathtaking places.
I think for this trip, they
world,
should
let
call it
alone our
Bose
country.
Woman, though.
I like it. I
For
like
this
it.
trip, it's Bose Woman.
Bose Woman. You've never
Bose-
been to
Bose-
Bose
Bose-
Woman before.
We're going to
But,
Bose Woman, Montana.
But John Paul II expressed in nature that we're faced with the glory of the Trinity, and entering into the purity of nature, especially in Montana. You're before God, and in that silence that you were describing, Jen, like God really communicates to the soul. And the things that we kind of build up throughout the busyness of our day-to-day lives and all the responsibilities and all the heaviness of life, we're unburdened, and it can absolutely happen in nature. What are you looking forward to as you head out to Montana with all these women, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, I think this is a excuse me. I do think this is a personal retreat for myself too. So I look forward to just, obviously with the busyness of life, silence is kind of a commodity that we have to find, and it has to be intentional. So I look forward to that. I think, there are no atheists who live in nature, right? We get that from living in cities. So when we can get away from everything and be surrounded by beauty, which is natural beauty like mountains and rivers and streams, and I think there's a real communion there with God that is just different.
You mentioned John Paul too. 2 years before he was elected Pope, he was in the United States for a Eucharistic conference, and where he chose to go, he snuck away and he went to Montana for a personal trip. So I mean, it's easily identifiable. This is a place of beauty that people seek out. John Paul II, Ryan DellaCrosse, and now Jennifer DellaCrosse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the other thing too, which is really cool, is when you sign up, there's the camaraderie almost starts immediately. There's a Zoom call where Jim will be leading. You guys can get a chance to meet each other, talk about the packing list, get set up on a secure messaging platform, start buying your plane tickets and organizing this stuff. So it's kind of fun leading up to the trip. Just talking with everybody, with the guys, I know it is. And then afterwards, just staying in touch with everybody. And, because we were vulnerable to each other. We shared a lot of things that, our struggles and different things like that. And, we're built up in the sacraments, and still a lot of these guys still hang out. So I'm looking forward to new friendships that you'll make on the trip too as well.
Now, as we mentioned before, there's really a very limited space available right now. So you're going to want to jump on this trip immediately. So go to fiatexpeditions.com. And if you have questions, there's an amazing frequently asked questions at the bottom of the page, and that can answer most, if not all, of your questions. And certainly there's a way to contact us. So be sure to reserve your spot today for Fiat Expeditions, the very first one that we're piloting in Bozeman, Montana.
Bose Woman, Montana.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bose Woman, Montana. If you're a woman out there, you need to be a Bose Woman this summer. Get it.
Again, go to fiatexpeditions.com right now to register, put in your deposit to make sure that you're able to go on this amazing trip.
Block those days, July 20th through the 24th. Catholic Talk Show out.